Hey there guys, I'm Laddie and welcome to a face paint tutorial for Halloween. First I've got this brush which I cut the end off to do some dabbing stuff, and then I've got some smaller brushes for the detail, I got some bigger brushes for the general cover. Make sure that they're nice and like smooth brushes because otherwise they can hurt the skin. And I've got a fan brush for some stifling which I'll show you how to use later. Get all your, actual face paint, foam applicator. I've got red, black and white face paint. You can put the white face paint on the foam applicator, dip it into some water for good coverage. The white face paint was actually kind of shit really, so it didn't apply well, but in the end this actually worked out quite well because it wasn't like a too bold white cover, it just made my skin look kind of ghostly and dead, which worked out really well in the end. So I just did it in dabbing motions over the skin because I thought it made my skin look quite cool, and I wiped and then I dabbed over. So once this is done, I got a bigger brush and I used the black with some water, and I had no clue what I was doing. I was making it up as I was going along, but I decided it would look cool if I had like a really thin, long mouth that's cut through the skin, that goes out, to the edge of my face or whatever. I thought it looked pretty cool, and also if you make a mistake like I did just there, make sure you've got baby wipes handy and then you can just dab back over some white. I then started with a smaller brush with the black, adding some cracks going up my face from the mouth. This looked kind of cool and spooky, and I don't even know why. I thought, you know what, let's go for it. But you have to be quite careful with these because they're quite intricate. If you were too smudgy with them, they don't look realistic like cracks. Make sure that they're darker from the surroundings. Like, make sure the contrast between the white and the black of them is high enough so that you can see depth. I also filled in the eye with black because I thought that looked cool and clowny, seeing as there's a recent trend of clowns. And I smudged the edges, I don't know, I thought it looked awesome, and continued on with doing loads more of the cracks and everything. I did them at loads of different angles just so that they were evenly spread and that they didn't look too unrealistic because they're too, straight or anything. And you could have kept it like it was before, like the mouth was before, but I felt like having like a bigger mouth, I don't know why. And then once I'd created the bigger mouth, I thought, you know what, screw it, I want to have like an even bigger mouth. And I started painting in the bottom half, the entire bottom half of my face black, because I thought it would look quite cool if the bottom half of the face was just missing. But I would also recommend actually painting the neck black as well if you're going out on Halloween, because it doesn't look quite right if the neck isn't painted black. I'd also recommend painting the ear black, but I only half did it. And then continue doing loads of lines. I'm just making like weird faces at the moment because, kind of having some bants, having some fun. And I went for a kind of skull-like look with the black parts in the side of the forehead. Yeah, I just continued putting on details pretty much and adding more and more of the cracks and black lines. And again, I made a mistake here, so remember the baby wipes and that you can always just put more white over the top. I honestly don't know what you'd wear with this because there's so many, like I'd probably just put on like a black suit and black tie and everything, and then, oh, there it is, finished. Oh yeah, and then what I decided to do, I was like, I'm bored, I might as well do some more, I've got some extra time, and I wanted to add some teeth down the bottom. You could do this different ways, but I just wanted, the entire bottom part to have teeth, because I thought it would look pretty spoopy, pretty creepy. And you can always keep it this way, which it is now when you rub the black off the bottom, because if you're at parties, college parties, and you want to do some smooching and you don't want any like black face paint in the way, then it's probably best to keep the top half of the face just like a crackled mask, because it still looks cool but it's not going to get in the way of any of your party fun times. At first I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do 2 rows of teeth, But then when I finally did it with the white face paint, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do one row of big teeth going downwards. And then I outlined them with a thinner brush in black face paint and just painted a few white teeth down the side, trying to, you know, make them an even number on each side, which I didn't even manage to do in the end. I think face painting for me is the easiest way because I've already got all the face paints and they're pretty cheap, and I don't actually have to buy a costume with it. I could just wear a simple black suit and, you know, white shirt, and I could have all of the face paint just on my face, and it would make the actual costume. It's pretty easy, honestly. I get the face paints from Staples, and you can get them on Amazon. You can pretty much get them anywhere, joke shops and things like that. Here I outlined all of the teeth with black, and I was trying to make it as in-depth as possible, so I smudged it around the top of the teeth just to show shadow and stuff. And it's quite hard to make the teeth look straight when you're trying to paint over lips, but I managed to do it alright, I guess. Also, I added red on top of the teeth to look like the gums were bleeding down, and I striped it down into the teeth to make it look kind of awesome, like there was blood on the teeth. And smudged it in with the black to add depth. So you can keep it like this, but I decided to get the fan brush, dab it in water and streak it down, which gives it a kind of old, authentic, creepy look. If you streak down, it makes it look like there's blood run across the face, and it gives it like an old oak look, which looks pretty awesome and creepy. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've enjoyed, I hope you enjoyed, and good luck on your Halloween endeavours. Goodbye.